Yeah, pay attention. I don't walk it loud. I let the room settle first, cause the ones who talk the most usually rehearse. You came with a speech, I came with the sauce. So when the noise dies down, the facts run their course. You felt every word, I just stated the case. That's the difference between us, emotion and bass. See, I never raise my voice to make a point land. I just lay it out slow till you understand. Every tick I drop, I can show you the proof so you can stay mad. But you can't dodge the truth, they call it a debate. But it plays like a class where the loud ones fade and the real ones last. Lock mood on the beat and the message is clear. Truth moves slow, but it always gets here. You brought the opinion, I brought the receipt. So the moment you spoke, you were already beat. I don't argue to win, I just lay out the fact and let you talk yourself into walking it back.
Yo, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Day 4th of a daily stream is continuing. And today, I wanted to touch upon what's happening in America in the last couple of days. A lot of stuff been going on while people were busy with the conference finals between the Spurs and the OKC. As you can see in here, Congress just voted to fuse the U.S. military with Israel. So they both will be one. And buried it on page 847 so you wouldn't notice. Section 224 of the 1.145 trillion NDAA doesn't fund Israel. It makes Israel part of the Pentagon forever. No exit, no debate, and no vote. That what has been slipped inside this bill so people wouldn't notice it. And they always do it where they slip it inside a way far inside the bill so you wouldn't notice this thing. So when people in the Congress just vote for it, they don't know most of the things they're voting for because they be in the fine print deep in the pages. Now let's listen to some of the videos that be discussing this.
Take over our country.
Congress quietly moves to integrate U.S. and Israeli militaries.
To put it bluntly, they want our military to be theirs, okay? The 2027 National Defense Authorization Act would, quote, all but fuse the two countries' armed forces together. And that is only one of a laundry list of items that Israel has taken to try to take over our country.
Quite a year for Israel. Buy TikTok and censor. Buy CBS and censor. Buy CNN and censor. Buy influencers. Charlie Kirk gets killed. TPUSA becomes more Israel. Geofence churches. 1,000 pastors become Israel ambassadors. Replace MTG with pro-Israel. Replace Massey with pro-Israel.
Once again, it's Israel's world and we are just living in it.
It is Israel's world and y'all just living in it. And you can do nothing about it. They already slipped it on the bill. They're going to vote for it. And now the U.S. military and the Israeli military will be one. Hi, Jacob. Thank you for being in the show. I hope you engage more and subscribe and like for more streams, hopefully on the daily. All right. So now the game plan is not just integrating them. That's just one benefit of Israel getting America to be integrated with their military. Now, if you are anti-Israel, if you don't like what Israel is doing, if you protest what they're doing, now you can be designated as a militant, as a terrorist, because you are protesting and fighting against your own military. Watch this.
NDAA does. It creates something called the U.S.-Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative, and what a fucking mouthful that is. One, it forces our generals to give Israel our most advanced military secrets, AI, cyber, biotech, all of it. Two, it literally says the two militaries will share data fusion and network integration. That means your tax dollars will power a single unified war machine. Three, Israel gets to build factories on U.S. soil so that members of Congress cannot vote vote to cut them off without losing jobs in their own districts. Why should I care? Well, it's not really about defense, is it? It's about making the relationship impossible to break. Former State Department officials are warning that this bill is designed to entrench Israel so deep into America's supply chains that we lose our ability to say no. So the public is waking up to what's happening in Gaza. Israel's facing genocide charges, and the UN just put them on a blacklist for sexual violence. And Congress is like, sounds great, here are the keys to the Pentagon. So unpopular, yet so useful in silencing dissenting voices, right? Kind of fixes the problem of US military personnel not being willing to attack their own people, right? We can just have the most moral military in the world do it. So here's your action item for this week. You need to call your representative this week, not later, as soon as possible. You can even tag them in this post. And you're gonna tell your reps to vote no on NDAA Section 224.
So this is the game plan that is being proposed right now. They're going to make protesting Israel illegal. And not just that, even the data centers are becoming something of yeah, tell him that she told you that they're integrating Israel military with your own military. Let's hear what they say. So yeah, it's not just that you can't protest the Israeli war. They're going to make you a terrorist for that. They're going to do that even with the data centers. If you don't like data centers being in the middle of your community, if you don't like that, you're going to be designated as a terrorist. You don't have to take my word for it. That's what they're going to do. And you can see the map, how even Aaron Brockovich came out to tell you to report where they are. These are just the reported ones that people have willingly reported. There are probably even more. And it's sucking up all your fresh water. It's driving up all your power bills. And it's destroying your environment. And people who are living nearby it, they say they don't have any water pressure and they can't sleep, and their health is deteriorating because of it. And listen to this, what this person has to say about this.
They're opening every tool possible. Labeling someone a domestic terrorist just means that they have the ability to survey you with surveillance apparatuses. It throws you under a different umbrella where certain legal things don't necessarily apply to protect you from your privacy and all sorts of things.
Did you read what was on the screen? It says the NYPD has just coined the term anti-tech, violent extremist activity. So this is a new term they had to coin. So any protest or whatever that you be launching against having a data center inside your community is now can be seen as violent extremist activity, because there's a lot of opposition to AI and data centers. The New York Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau at the NYPD has written a report that includes the chaotic atmosphere that may result from emergent AI technology in the next 5 years may fuel large-scale protests that devolve into civil unrest and anti-tech violent extremist activity, especially in large urban areas such as New York City. So they're already planting the seeds to designate anybody protesting this as a terrorist, as a violent extremist who are protesting the future. That's what they're doing. You got Aaron Brockovich out here telling you to report where are those data centers being built, and these dots are only what's being reported. There's probably more, and people haven't reported about them yet, right? Let's continue what they have to say.
Apply to protect you from your privacy and all sorts of things. It's just a legal cheat code of trying to get into your shit without warrants and whatnot. But they're scared of you. The police, they evolved from slave overseers and slave patrols. They evolved from this because my people used to be seen as a commodity. We were an asset that produced a certain good. That good happened to be labor. Labor was what gave these people money. And now it's AI, now it's tech, It's not the jobs, it's the speculative asset bubbles. Think DraftKings, think the stock market, think a bunch of random speculative bullshit. This is why the velocity of money's down, because all the money's there. That's where it is. But they're scared of you. They're terrified of you. And I want you to remember, I say this all the time because I'm not letting people forget. These are pedophiles. You have pedophiles labeling you a domestic terrorist.
Big facts. You got pedophiles running around trying to tell you that you are the danger in this community and in the country. Like this one right here. This is like the 7th post that I have to show of people being caught doing diddling stuff with young kids. Check the previous stream that I did about this. I posted 6 examples of these people doing diddling stuff. Like this one. This dude has sexually assaulted a child for 4 years. They released him after 29 days for good behavior, after he was supposed to get 25 to life sentence because he was assaulting a child for 4 years straight, right? And they let him out after 29 days. Watch this advertisement.
Received a controversial plea deal from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Hoffman
has admitted to abusing a little boy over the course of 3 horrific years.
I stand corrected. It was 3 years. Doesn't make it any less horrific.
Attorney General's office made a plea deal with Hoffman.
And as part of the deal, he will not have to register as a sex offender.
Now imagine this dude being near your community who was caught doing this stuff to a child for 3 years, and he admitted it. It's not like he got it, he admitted it, right? He admitted it, and this dude, the governor, gave him a sweet deal where he let out of jail after 29 days, and he doesn't even have to register as a sex offender. So he can be lurking in your community, and you don't know about it.
Paxton's office inexplicably reduced a first-degree felony charge to misdemeanors.
The victim's family.
First-degree felony charge to a misdemeanor. It's like doing mass murder and then you get a community service.
You're accusing the Attorney General's office of failing to protect the victim.
Lawmakers are condemning Attorney General Ken Paxton.
The whole
This dude, Ken Paxton, not this one, but the dude who gave him the sweet deal, Ken Paxton, is running for governor and well, hold on. Ken Paxton running for, he's running for Senate. Oh, that's nice. He's running for Senate. This Attorney General is running for Senate after letting this pedophile out of a 25 to life sentencing. Just 29 days, and he let him out.
The whole thing is a travesty of justice.
It resulted in nationwide outrage,
saying the state failed to justly prosecute this case.
Adam Hoffman was caught leaving jail, refusing to comment on his case after serving 29 days of a 60-day sentence.
We still don't know why Hoffman was able to cut his sentence short.
Now imagine having this dude, without being registered in the sex offenders registry, to be in your community after being let out after 29 days for good behavior. He's supposed to get 25 to life at least, and they let him out. But it's no secret, it's the party that gives you these type of people, and they let them out. But now they gotta have you worried and so preoccupied with other stuff like this right here. Let's look at this. Breaking. U.S. has the troops in place to attack Cuba per Politico. And now you're realizing that you got distracted by the Epstein files, by these pedophiles through the Iran war. And now they're going to distract you from the Iran war with the Cuba war. While at the same time, you got Trump and his allies doing God knows how many stock trading, inside trading, to give themselves billions of dollars and listen to when the press has to ask someone about this.
Minnesota reformer. President Trump has granted clemency to numerous individuals who have stolen hundreds of millions of dollars in Medicaid funds. Can we expect Amy Bach or any of these folks to be shown the same mercy in the future?
I'll take a different question as the final question. Yes, sir.
He literally dodged the fuck out of that question because he didn't want to answer it. He didn't even have any response to it. Just, I'm going to take a different one. I don't want to answer this one, so I'm taking a different one as a final question. And then you see Donald Trump has been fined $200. Not 200 million, not 200,000, not 2,000. $200 after he was months late to report buying and selling millions in stocks per the Washington Post. He was selling millions of stocks, getting himself rich and billions of dollars, and they fined him just $200 for being late to report that shit. So much for the checks and balances, right? Insider trading is on a boom. And you got the dude who is the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, coming out saying, well, you need to have those people be able to do some insider trading because we haven't got any increase in our paycheck since 2009. So the people who are running the government are complaining that $200,000 of salary a year is not enough to live off of. So they need to do insider trading to men's end meet. You don't believe me? I'm going to play the video right now. Where is it? Is a video of the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, saying that they need to do insider trading so they can make ends meet for their families. Hold on. Where is this whore? Oh, there you go.
Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year.
Did you hear that? The paycheck has been frozen since 2009, and he's complaining they haven't got any increase since 2009, and because of the inflation, their paycheck is now worse by 31% than it was that year in 2009. Where's that logic when it comes to the living wage and the minimum wage, right? They expect you to live off of $20,000 a year, but them living off of $200,000 a year is not enough.
It goes down every year, and over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress.
I mean, it's a sacrifice to be in Congress, right? Getting all those inside information where you can literally go and do some stock trading and all of that to get yourself millions of dollars. It's a sacrifice for people to run for Congress, and you have to increase the pay for them so more qualified people can run for Congress. This is what he is arguing for. He literally said every year the trajectory of the inflation is making the paycheck worse. Where the fuck is that logic gone when people discuss minimum wage? Am I wrong? Please, somebody tell me if what I'm saying is crazy talk. Let's continue.
You're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. It's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, a residence at home, and do all the things that are required. So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family. The salary of Congress.
Did you hear that? Allow them to do some trading so they can take care of their family. Having inside information where you can make millions of dollars is now just to take care of their family. You guys are misunderstanding the whole situation. It's just a big misunderstanding. You got them running around doing all of this bullshit and then preparing you for another war to distract you from the disastrous war of Iran, which was a disastrous thing that was a distraction from the Epstein files. And every single time, you guys fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Every single time where they push another war, give you another bullshit about we got to do it to national security or do it for the allies or whatever, and you guys believe what they have to feed you. Like this motherfucker who came out in the UN to tell you that the Iraq has nuclear capabilities. Yeah, it was all a lie. And you all fell for it. Well, Israel can't have an adversary who has a nuclear weapon. Well, Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Israel does. And do you know who Israel threatened to nuke? You. They threatened to nuke your bitch ass. Watch this.
Israeli officials considered nuking the United States if we stopped supplying them with weapons for Gaza. Think I'm exaggerating? No. Take a listen to this interview from last month.
I was told by certain people in the government, look, we didn't have choice because we were being threatened with a complete cutoff of arms. So I listened to this, and the individual telling me this said, you don't believe this? Or what? I said, oh, I believe that the Biden administration, as I called it, did threaten us. But I said, you're mistaken if you think there's never a choice. There was a choice. He said, well, what? Is it to have our weapons cut off? I said, no, let me bring you back to October 1973 during the Yom Kippur War when Henry Kissinger instituted an arms embargo against us. He stopped the aerial resupply of our army at that point to extract diplomatic concessions from us. And what happened? What happened was an A-4 Skyhawk was parked at Tel Nof Air Base with some interesting weapons under its wings. And we told the Americans, take your eye in the sky and take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway.
They literally threaten America with getting nuked. And you think these are people, your allies. They got your bitch ass by the balls.
And the next day, the airline...
During Biden's administration, Israeli officials considered nuking the United States if...
And take a good look at the airplane that's on that runway.
Yep. That's what they've been on all along. Israel is the only country right there that has a nuke. They're the only people who threaten to use those nukes. And Iran is only defending itself because America and Israel attacked them first. Let's never forget that. And let's never let those fucking war hawks give you any bullshit excuse for why they had to do it. And it's not something about the Republicans or Democrats bullshit. It's both of these motherfuckers. Both of them should go to hell. Because, look, every single motherfucker of them is not beholden to you. They're beholden to them. You don't believe me? Take it from their own words.
Defend America's most precious ally, Israel.
I came into Congress with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. Right. And I've worked every day to do that.
You consider yourself a Christian Zionist?
I'm a Christian, and I robustly support the state of Israel.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day.
He's not saying I be with the people of my state till my dying day. Hell no. I'm not with you. He said it himself. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel.
Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. We need
and this cross-eyed motherfucker.
America to wake up and prioritize Israel.
It is up to Israel, and we should support our allies wherever they are when they're fighting the bad guys. There is
these motherfuckers. Oh, and now bring it to the big witch herself, the big bitch.
Capitol crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid. I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel.
This bitch came out right there on stage and said, even if the capital of America crumbled down and there's no state of America anymore, our commitment to Israel will still be the only thing standing. And you think they're there to serve you? And look at this goofy ass bitch himself.
Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel.
I love Israel. I'm with you all the way. You will be bigger, better, stronger.
And of course, we have to end it with the big pedo himself. This is the reality which we all have to live with, right? This is what we have to do, to watch how they have occupied America and have got you by the balls. So anyway, the last thing that I wanted to touch upon is weird instances that has happened in America recently, that these chemical plants have been started to get destroyed and get incidents out of nowhere. Watch this.
Nobody's addressing it. Has anybody else noticed that the United States has been attacked multiple times this week and nobody's addressing it? So first of all, on May 22nd, we have a chemical tank in California that appears to be sabotaged. Now that one didn't cause a crazy eruption or anything, but it did cause 50,000 people to have to evacuate. Now after that, on May 26th, we have a chemical tank implosion at a paper company in Washington.
I'm sure many of you have been seeing these type of reports that there's these plants that have been implosions in them for a while now. And I want to understand what is going on.
This took the lives of multiple people. Now the chances of two chemical tanks having catastrophic failure on the same coast in the same week is very slim. Like the chances of that just happening just doesn't really add up. But in the last 2 days, it's gotten significantly weirder. So May 29th, yesterday, there was massive explosions that rattled the entire state of South Carolina, and they didn't give us any explanation at all. They just said a mysterious boom that happened that shook the entire state. And once again,
oh, hell no. I've been around explosions my entire life, so I know when this bullshit, this something ain't adding up. This is not a normal plant explosion. Hell no. Listen to it again.
Shook the entire state.
I mean, god damn, that shit is loud.
And once again, they didn't tell us why. And then today in Massachusetts, the same thing happens, and they're claiming just a meteor exploded in the sky.
Now listen to this one right here.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
Exploded in the sky.
What the hell is that?
In my opinion, this looks like we are being attacked and they are not telling us.
And you know when America is being attacked, these motherfuckers would run with it to excuse any war that they want. But for some reason, they're not. Now you tell me, you connect the dots of why they're not doing it. Because in my eyes, I believe that these motherfuckers, they got them sleeping agents, right? They're destroying your plants and your chemical plants on purpose to make it even harder when it comes to oil prices in America. And you need to deduce who these sleeping agents are. Sleeper cells. And they're not Iran. No, no, no. It's not Iran. It's some other country that's forcing America to continue their war by making it harder internally on the government.
All of these situations, it's just way too weird. It's way too coincidental just to not be true. Also, here's the thing. I don't want this to be true. I don't want this to be the case, but there's just been so many situations that look like an attack with a not good explanation behind them.
And look at the timeline. There's so many instances of a chemical tank and chemical plants, and all of that has been exploding all over the place, and no explanation. And they're happening in consecutive order. In California, now South Carolina, and all of that, and nobody is giving you any explanation what the fuck is going on. Right? There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's accelerating, and a very dangerous precedent, to be exact. And I want somebody to come up and tell me what is going on, why this is happening, and what to be looking out for after this shit is done. Because I believe, in my eyes, that they have ruined the chemical plants on purpose so they can force America to stay in the war. And I want to play a video of how much it took people to buy a house in the past decades to now. Watch this. Now look at how much it took you per hour to earn so you can afford a house. Look how much it has been increasing decade by decade. Like the 20s to the 30s, it just increased by 5 cents. Few cents till the 40s. But then look at how in 2020, it increased exponentially in just 6 years. It doubled. It doubled in 6 years. This shit ain't sustainable. And I played it in a previous stream that it got so fucking bad that the school districts are now allowing people who are homeless, not just homeless people. No. I meant homeless families of students. So you got students in these schools, them and their whole family is homeless. They're allowing them to stay in the schoolyards, in the school parks, so they can sit there. Watch this. I don't know if you can see the image or you can read it clearly, but it's from a meme. But it just took a news snippet and made it into a meme. But it reads, as family homelessness hits record highs, school districts are offering parking lots as safe sites for students and their families to sleep at night. So it's not just the students or people who are homeless. It's whole goddamn families who are now facing homelessness. And now, as usual, America has the solution for it, which is sleeping camps for the families in school parks and the parking lots. Because America always has the solution, which is usually just a band-aid to the underlying issue. This is what you have to deal with after being given that the American dream, you can follow it when you had no idea how much it's now raised the price to get a house. In just few years, not even a decade, it increased double. From $32 to now $59, and I bet it now to $60 after the Iran war. This is not sustainable, guys. You guys have been taken over, and you can't do shit about it. You guys have been taken over by those interests of that country, and it's not sustainable, guys. I don't think America is ready. I think that America is on its last legs, and Israel is taking whatever it can get before they ditch you. I'm going to play one more video on that subject. This one right here.
This. If we merge with Israel's military, preventing anti-Semitism will suddenly be in the interest of the national security of America. Any American considered anti-Semitic could and will be deemed a domestic enemy combatant. They'll literally start pulling descendants out of their homes and putting them in detention centers.
You think those detention centers are only for illegal immigrants? Think again. Think again. They're not building those acre sizes of detention centers for only them. They're going to start doing it for Israel dissents and people who protest that and people who protest AI centers. Like this brother has showed in this video that they now labeled AI protesters as extremists in the FBI and the police.
They're scared of you.
It says why the FBI now sees AI criticism as domestic terrorism. So now if you protest AI being all over your country and your communities, now you will be regarded as a terrorist. And if you soon enough will be labeled anti-Semite, it's not just going to be some label that will be thrown on social media against you if you criticize that certain country. It's not going to be just that. It's going to be a label that will be put on you to justify being called a terrorist.
If we merge with Israel's military, preventing anti-Semitism will suddenly be in the interest of the national security of America. Any American considered anti-Semitic could and will be deemed a domestic enemy combatant. They'll literally start pulling descendants out of their homes and putting them in detention centers.
This is the end game. This is the end game. And you guys are in a world of hurts when that happens. It's going to be happening soon. They already put it in the bill and buried it deep inside the pages, so hoping that people will not notice. But now people have noticed, and I'm going to wait to see what they're going to do about it. So this is what I wanted to touch upon in this stream. I thank everybody who commented in the chat. Jacob, Suzy Liwat, I don't know how her name is pronounced. Too Cool, and then America of Color. Thank everybody for coming up on the panel, coming up on the chat, and adding some chat. I hope that you guys like, share, and subscribe this stream for more streams in the future that's covering all type of subjects. I appreciate everybody who came up and every viewer who showed up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys, so peace.